Well, following a long off season, it just wasn't long enough to make one more move. What's going on, guys? Jay Hoyt back with you. Today, welcome back to episode number 19 of our franchise mode with the Buffalo Sabres. So after a long off season, we had to make some moves, right? It was time that we actually needed to support our squad, figure out what to do, fill back in the pieces from last year, and ultimately not re-sign some players, right? Things happen. They don't want to sign contracts. They don't want to come back. So we had to move on, get somebody new, and that's where this video starts off. So in the offseason, I think I mentioned it, we were without JJ Peterka, right? He did sign with another team, did not want to sign a contract with us, as well as Kulich. He is still with us. He is an RFA still, and also has not signed a contract yet. So he will be coming sooner, hopefully, rather than later, so that we can put him back in the squad. And then there was one more move I felt was needed after last video, and I meant to put it back in last video, and except for I forgot to record it, right? Did the whole spiel, made why, and what we did, and then it just didn't happen. So luckily I recorded it with Xbox, and that's where we're going to be right now. So the trade is going to be on your screen, and you might be wondering, why make this trade, right? You're giving up a decent amount of things here. And let's start with, I think it's Simon Nemec, right? What was our third line defenseman. Simply because, one, we're going to be tight on salary going into next year, which he's going to want a big contract. The fact that he's under a $2.25 million contract right now is pretty incredible because we offered him a qualifying offer. And then next year, he's going to want more, right? We have him. We have Brock Faber in the same exact situation. And then also we have, I think it's 3, maybe even 4. I think it's 3 right-handed defensemen that are all about 78, 79 overall already in the AHL and almost more than ready to come up. All have performed, the ones that were not drafted last year or just signed. There's a couple of guys that definitely could make an impact on our team, and one of those guys I did bring up as a result of this trade. So Nemec will go away in this one, along with Raquel, who we got as a fourth line right wing, and he's already dropped overall, so it's really hard to be like, okay, let's keep him up there when he's like a playmaker, get him for some depth, and then he just drops overall. So can't really have, a 76 overall guy play on the fourth line, when we could get somebody better. So in this one, Nemec, Raquel, along with a 3rd and a 7th round draft pick, are going over to the LA Kings in exchange for, I think it's Emil Hemming, as well as AJ Greer, who is going to be a 4th line for us, but actually won't be starting on the NHL roster. So this trade does end up going through, and this trade is final. But either way, let's get into the squad and show you guys our team. And this is where we sit as we start into the season this year. We start with the same first line as last year: Benson, Thompson, and Batherson. Second line remains Lafreniere. Or not, I shouldn't say remains, because we did swap Lafreniere down to the 3rd line, I think at the end of last year. But until Kulich gets back, he will be up on the 2nd line with Cousins and Tuck. And then down here on the 3rd line, finally making his debut, Noah Ostlund. He's been down there. He's been doing all the right things. It's just we have not had a spot for him yet. So he's more than deserved a call up and more than ready to take that next step. It's just we never had an open spot for him. So this year, he will get that opening on the 3rd line, at least for now. Maybe once it comes time that Kulich comes back, I don't know what I'm going to do with him. Maybe we take out Hall. Maybe we do something. I'm not sure. But on that 3rd line is Emil Henning, right? We did get him. I didn't really cover it too much at the time, but he is a right wing, 23 years old, medium top 6 potential. Former 1st round pick, great skater, good physical, good shooting, good senses, good puck skills, pretty good defense, and still young, still fits on our squad, is making $3.5 million basically. And then last year, 49 points, 2 years into the NHL, he's doing pretty good so far. So we're looking for more of the same from him, and maybe we'll end up swapping around some stuff and kind of switching it up and seeing what plays well with what. And then the fourth line, we did sign Taylor Hall to just a 1-year contract, as well as Stevenson. I think I covered both those guys in last video. Richie remains on the fourth line as well. We're probably going to keep him there, honestly, unless magically he starts, performing really well offensively. On defense, though, the guys I was talking about, obviously our left-handed side is solid, right? We have Dahlin, Power, and Parks. And then on our right side, with no more Nemec, but we do bring up Henrik Dansk, and he will be making his debut on the first line. So we've had him for a little bit, not even necessarily a little bit, but 2 years. Has done well both years after we acquired him from the Vegas Golden Knights. Last year, 22 points, plus 25. The year before that, plus 20 with 13 points. As a defensive defenseman, it's exactly what we need, right? We got to play along with Dahlin. Not necessarily a guy we're expecting superstar performances from, just a solid lockdown guy to play alongside of Dahlin. So medium top 4 potential on him. So we're super excited to have him up here. And like I said, there is a couple of guys in the AHL that could come up and could play. So the next thing, honestly, if we get into a tough spot, we need some younger guys to play. Barron might be the next guy to go, right? He's under a 1-year contract. He's a UFA at the end of the year. And we do have a couple of guys, again, like I said, ready to come up and make that debut. Goaltenders looks a little bit different. Daigel's not there, right? Preseason proved a lot. Radislav Hummel, I'm going to go with the guy we signed to a great contract, medium elite potential, 23 years old, under the bare minimum contract. He performed very well in the preseason. He went like 2 or 3-0, had great goals against, great save percentage, everything else. Klang, a little bit under him, but still solid. And then Daigle went like 0-2 and then just did not perform very well. So he still is waiver exempt, and he will be in the AHL to start, which we'll take a quick look at down here. So 87 overall, medium elite potential, 22 years old. Last year we got him and he just didn't really perform. 5 overtime losses, turn those into wins, and now all of a sudden we're in a different story, especially during our big losing streak. But 81 goals allowed in 25 games. So not what we want to see if you're a goaltender, and especially a young goaltender, hopefully our future solid starter goaltender. But still, he is down there for now, depending on how the rest of our year goes on. But we take a look quickly at the forwards. Kind of a couple of bigger names you should know about is Hulse, Galchenyuk, Novikov, and even Fuller. Fuller, one of those guys that did very well last year, right? 30 goals, 50 points. After basically playing on the third or fourth line, we finally gave him the chance to be on the top 6, and boom, he performs. So look at that. A couple of younger guys, couple of guys with some some potential are down there as well. And then defensively, we are stacked. And I mean absolutely stacked. Right, we have Havlet here, we have Corbin, both 20 years old, both have great potential. We even have Lumber down here, 22 years old with great potential. We have Marev, 20 years old, great potential. This guy has great potential, 22 years old. And even another 22-year-old Linther, which still great potential. And all going to be ready soon enough as it is. So that's where we currently sit. We have some young players in the lineup. Hopefully Kulich will sign soon. Hopefully Daigle gets his game back, and we progress through this year with a solid squad. So we're going to take the first month a little bit slow to try to give Kulich some time to rejoin us, and hopefully that is sooner rather than later. But we continue on. Not necessarily the best start, 0-2. We get an overtime loss in there. Let's go a couple more games. Kulich. Still no. All right. Let's try to rebound in the next couple of games there. Couple of wins. Kulich still saying no. I'd really like for him to sign like as soon as possible so we can get him back in the lineup and actually, be an 87 overall. And we're offering him a more than fair contract. So I don't know why he's not re-signing. Because if we don't re-sign him by December 1st, he is not eligible for the rest of the year. Finally, Kulich, you're back. Let's go put him in the lineup. Well, all right, finally, Kulich is back with us. Hopefully, he provides a big spark. We put him on the second line with Cousins and Tuck, and we moved Lafreniere down to the third line. We had to move Ostlin down to the fourth line, which is kind of sad because through, I think it was 15 games, he actually had like 9 or 10 points. So I was really, excited to see that, but at the same time, I can't put a 87 overall on the fourth line just because the other guy is proving, well. So it's tough, but obviously it's part of the game. And what's part of the game right now, I don't really know if I want to say it, but all right, let's simulate a few more games here and see where our team sits at the halfway point of the year. A couple of wins at the last second here. Perfect. 2 more games, couple of wins, we will take it. So we end at, not bad, 25, 13, and 4. All right, let's take a look at our team, our player stats, not our team stats. That's next. Thompson, once again, leading the way halfway through the year. Actually, 1 more game than halfway through, but who's really counting? Both him and Benson, point per game plus. We'll take that. Cousins, 36 points. I mean, again, solid. Batherson, a few points under that, but good plus minus as well. Can't be mad about anything I'm seeing right now. Lafreniere, 18 goals so far. Holy cow. 9 game-winning goals. Alrighty then. What else we got? Cooley stepped in, 20 points so far. We will take that. 4 points in the power play as well. Hemming, he's still figuring it out, right? 17 points, but he's not in the power play. He's not really, in a scoring role. He's just kind of there. So what else we got? Oslin, he definitely slowed down a ton. All of his points seem to be in the first little bit of the year. Stevenson, Ricky, those are solid. Can't really be too upset about anything I'm seeing. On defense, clap, Dahlin, 43 points, more than point per game on the first line, plus 37. We will absolutely take that. Power was 16 points. Minus 11, though. That's not something we like seeing. Faber with 10 points, minus 5. Parks with 10 points of his own. Dansk, plus 31. Jeez. 8 points, exactly kind of what we're expecting of him, right? Play good defense, see what happens. Barron, 7 points, even plus minus, not really expecting too much there. Hummel, not great, but still winning games. So I can't really be super upset with that. Klang actually doing very well as the backup right now. I mean, under a 2 goals against and a .932 save percentage. I mean, that's very solid. So once we learn how to stop some shots for Hummel here, I think we'll be in a very good position. On to our team stats now. We actually sit at 7th overall in the entire league. That's amazing to see. Ottawa Senators, though, 36-8. Oh my goodness. But either way, 7th place overall. We have 42 games played, so kind of in the same range of most of the teams around us. I also realize that a couple of those teams have a couple games more than we do played. Either way, 25, 13, and 4 overall, not bad. 157 goals against. Looking around the rest of our top competitors here, we're above Chicago, we're above Colorado. I mean, then we're under kind of the very, very top teams, as well as 139 goals against. So with the exception of Ottawa, if you look at the rest of the teams, we're kind of about in the same kind of story. So if we get that differential just a little bit apart, scoring more goals, allowing less, I feel like we'll be in a good spot, right? Ottawa is absolutely killing it right now. What else do we got here? Power play percentage, 17.3%. That's gotta be close to the bottom. So that's something we'll have to address. And then penalty kill percentage, 77.7%. A lot of 7s in there. We're 7th overall, 777. My goodness, 17%. There's another 7 for you. So penalty kill, or special teams once again. And then our home record is great. Away record, not terrible. Last 10 have been doing well. We've been doing well so far this year. Obviously, we can do better. If we improve our special teams, I feel like that would push us to the next level. But again, I always make a lot of changes, right? And I don't want to keep doing that, right? I notice to myself every video where something's not going wrong, the first thing is go make a trade. Go acquire something. Go get something, right? I feel like right now we're going to try to settle it from within and try to fix our special teams, again, from within, instead of trying to go make a move. I feel like I keep doing that, and I want to kind of let it ride, right? We're not giving them a chance to kind of build with each other, and that's what I want to do, at least for the rest of this year. We're going to try it for next year, and hopefully not make too many, drastic changes, because I feel like that's part of our problem, is we always go for some big free agent signing or a big trade or something, and I feel like we need to calm down a little bit, right? We're in a good spot right now. We can do even better. Let's try to do it from within, fix what we're doing now, and then go from there. So halfway through the year, not in a bad spot. But either way, guys, that's going to do it for today's video. If you did enjoy, hit the like button down below if you haven't yet, or if you're brand new here, make sure to subscribe. We're closing in on 300 subscribers, so if you could help the channel out, hit that subscribe button. And as always, guys, we'll see you in the next one.